You must first understand that your thoughts are a process of thinking, which are a conception of ideas in the mind that are interpreted in the brain as electrical impulses. This reveals that your thoughts are free and are subject to no rules except for the ones that you dictate. You are the creator of your thoughts, and in it rests your freedom or your captivity. You must begin to realize that your thoughts give birth to a creative force that is not subject to any particular place. It is, however, everywhere, around, and inside of us all. Welcome to Back to the Basics, where you learn facts, hope you embrace it. Watch, like, share, bring in awareness. Watch, like, share, bring in awareness. I'm fearless. Welcome to Back to the Basics, where you learn facts, hope you embrace it. Watch, like, share, bring in awareness. Watch, like, share, bring in. Know that for anything to become a state of being real, you have to first imagine it. For imagination is the beginning of creation. You imagine what you want, you will what you imagine, and when you follow through with your thoughts, you create what you will, shifting the immaterial to material. In order to do this effectively, you must learn how to control your thoughts. And you can only control your thoughts by educating your imagination. Children are experts at this, until of course they're indoctrinated by their already improperly conditioned parents, and thus limitations set in. When you educate your imagination, trained through conscious practice, the reach of the mind is extended beyond all ordinary limits. You become limitless, and anything you think about that you want to happen, whether good or bad, it does. Now you might be wondering just how this happens. Well, can you name something that is not composed of atoms? Obviously not. For everything is composed of atoms, and atoms are composed of subatomic particles that are held together by electrical forces. Likewise, thoughts from the mind produces electrical forces called electrical impulses. Now, here is the beauty in this reality. Everything that you look out at with your eyes is also an electrical impulse. For the retina, which sits at the back of the eye, contains millions of light-sensing nerve cells. These nerve cells convert the light into electrical impulses. The optic nerve then sends these impulses to the brain, which then produces an image. Now here's the banger. Your brain cannot tell the difference between what you're thinking as opposed to what you're looking out at. This means that anything that you think in your mind is as real as anything you're looking out at. Now, to manifest your thoughts into reality, you have to learn how to relax and then concentrate. You must learn how to utilize the mind for concentration, because anything you want to manifest comes from total and complete control of concentration. Concentration means to focus or direct the mind towards a common center, and you can only achieve this by way of meditation, which is to project in the mind your intended purpose. When you learn how to accomplish this effectively, you'll find that whatever you set your mind upon, it materializes. So, if the mind dictates success, you will attract success. And likewise, if the mind dictates failure, you will attract the same. Now that you know that your thoughts are based on electricity, it is also important to know its connection to magnetism. Electricity and magnetism are two interconnected phenomena related to electromagnetic forces. Together, they form the basis for electromagnetism. What makes them uniquely inseparable is the fact that a vibrating electric charge generates a magnetic field, and vice versa. A magnetic field generates electric charge. They are basically two sides of the same coin. This is important because your thoughts are a form of electromagnetic radiation, which radiates outside of your brain by way of vibrations. You know this to be true because we all project some kind of vibration to those around us. Some people are a pleasure to be around. They seem to give energy to those around them. And then there are those who are absorbed by the negative and the depressed, and they seem to draw energy out of people they're around. This is because there's a power contained in thought, and that power can be harnessed, controlled, and directed where you please. Whatever you think about consistently comes to you. This is the law of fate, F-A-T-E, or simply cause and effect, which is expressed in physics as for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. In other words, whatever thought you elect to use will indefinitely return to you. This happens because your thoughts is electrical impulse, which is electricity, and when electricity vibrates, it generates magnetism, which is attraction, attracting things to you whether good or bad. This is popularly called the law of attraction. In closing, we have two types of people in the world. We have the person who says they can't, and on the other hand, we have the person who says they can. And usually for obvious reasons, both of these character types are right concerning their self-evaluations. The person who says they can and do is an overachiever. These are vivid people who knows what they want, and like a laser, their thoughts are centered, and thus they get what they want. The underachiever, on the other hand, is a vague person. Ironically though, they also know what they want, but the difference is they'll probably never acquire it, primarily because their thoughts are like a light bulb, projecting scattered, unfocused stream of light. Now, the mind cannot focus on multiple things at the same time, for while it is focusing on one thing, it takes the energy from the other. Thus, although one might get things done, it most likely will occur at a later time. So likewise, these types of individuals are also unfocused, and making things manifest for themselves appear to be extremely difficult because their thoughts are all over the place. Unfortunately, majority of people in the world today are on this path. I so hope that this encourages you to become an overachiever to achieve all that your thoughts aspire. And when your thought process doesn't progress, have the will to change it. I'm Kef Ray, and this is Back to the Basic. Like, share, and subscribe. Facts we stated. You wanna know something? Go back to basics. Most saw trapping was called the Matrix. The world fibrilized, yet it's hard to face it. So I spread truth, hope you embrace it.